Hey you guys, it is that time. Pick a card, pick a story. So in each of these decks or one of these decks, there should be a story here for you. So I want you to look at each deck and see which one you're more drawn to. It's not so much crystal base, but it's just more so going with your energy. Like, what does your first instinct say? So I'm going to hold up each deck and see if that is the one that is resonating with you most. Also, I noticed a lot of you are picking all the decks. So there's another thing I kind of thought of. Maybe you can choose a deck that you want to hear your love message from, one that you want to hear spirituality from, and maybe one from about your finances or something. Or you can just, either way, just be open to receive whatever message that you choose, or just stick with that one deck and just go with it. So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's go ahead with deck number one. Is your energy or your message in this deck? Right, and let's go ahead on to deck number two. Now, funny thing happened with deck number two. I shuffled with my eyes closed, but when I opened them, like some of the cards are like flipped over to the other side. I don't know how that happened, but we already have like a little message peeking through. So I don't know if that is the deck for you. Is your story here? All right, or is it in deck number three? Is your message here? All right, so I hope you guys had a chance to connect with the decks. We'll go ahead and start with deck number one. All right. So deck number one, we have the Nine of Swords, the High Priestess, Death. We have the Moon, Eight of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and Page of Wands. Okay, so it looks like someone is going nuts about something. There's a lot of anxieties. One thing I'm seeing from a spiritual perspective, somebody could be a medium or psychic and you feel as if you're being haunted. Matter of fact, I feel like you may be very sensitive, very intuitive. I feel like the dead has been bothering you, disturbing you, communicating with you, whether it's through dreams, whether it is through like moving objects around in a home. But I feel that you feel haunted. There's a presence around you and you can't shake it. Something's been bothering you. You can probably feel different things when it comes around, or when these energies come around. So I don't know what your body does or how it reacts. Maybe you feel light touch. Maybe you smell something. Maybe you're having phantom smells. Maybe you're hearing knocks. Maybe you're hearing tapping. Maybe your objects are being moved around. Like you wake up, something weird happened to me the other night, but I just dismiss it. Maybe it's, I don't know. But maybe objects are being moved around from, when you go to sleep and wake up and it's someplace completely different. So yeah, I feel like on a spiritual level, there's some sort of disturbance going on, where, you know, something's trying to get your attention and maybe you don't want to deal with it. Maybe it's scary. Maybe it's just overwhelming. Maybe you know exactly what it is, but it's like, this again. Like, really, seriously, this is a curse, not a gift. You know, why do people call this a gift? So I feel like for some of you, you're really stressing over the fact that you're being visited, or because you feel haunted, you feel invaded. Others of you, I feel like you're overwhelmed about, if it's in regards to like some sort of loss, whether it's loss of your job or loss of a relationship, or a loved one who has already crossed over. Overall, I just feel like you are having anxiety about it. If it's a relationship, it looks like there's no talking, like, you know, there's been dead silence. You don't know what's going on. Someone is keeping you completely in the dark. If this isn't your energy, then maybe this is what someone is going through. You know, they're toiling over you. It's like madness. You know, the silence is deadly. It's just like, oh my God, if you really want to get somebody, be silent, give them a silent treatment. And it's working. Someone is becoming frustrated. It's overwhelming here. I also saw something like tears falling down, like somebody is really going through something emotional. I don't know if someone is having some sort of emotional breakdown at some point. Even if this is like, you're like, I don't know what none of that is. Maybe this is something that hasn't transpired yet. Not the death part. I'm not talking about, I don't predict death. Only when I'm talking about death, I'm saying, repeating this for those of you that are new to my channel. When I talk about people who have crossed over, by the time you're viewing this video, it's already happened. I'm not telling you that somebody's getting ready to die. I don't want to see that. So I don't want that to be revealed to me. So if I'm talking about death, I'm talking about something that's already, someone who's already been, who's already transitioned. But I will tell you if it looked like a job or a relationship has ended or is about to end. So that looks like that could be something that's going on, like something ended, you're being kept in the dark, and you're being forced to deal with all these issues that you didn't want to see or deal with. Because something ended, you're left, it's almost like you're left with your own company, and you're afraid of your own self, your own thoughts. You are in a place where you feel that I don't want to deal with myself. I don't want to deal with my past. You know, maybe you're having to deal with the fact that you have trust or abandonment issues. Maybe you were dealing with a twin soul and you haven't heard from them, and now you're going through the dark night of the soul. I'm also getting a sense of feeling of both abandonment and loneliness. So some of you are feeling like someone just left you out to die. You're just like, how could you just leave me like this? Like, everything's different, everything's changed, you know, and at some point this is about you having to let go and move on past the pain. Now, if this is you having to deal with some sort of internal issues, don't run away from yourself. Just deal with it so that you can start to heal. I also feel like some of you, a secret could have come out, or something was revealed to you in a dream that maybe you don't want to believe, and you're just like, it's just a dream. I hope that was just a dream. And you're kind of having a hard time dealing with that. Now, someone asked an interesting question the other day about why they kept dreaming about their ex. And this answer dawned on me before, and I completely forgot about it because of something that I had learned about, and it made complete sense. So it's like, sometimes, like, you maybe a relationship or something, maybe it ended, and maybe there was incomplete, maybe you guys just broke it off. You just weren't able to remain together, even though you had some sort of spiritual contract. And so you broke it off, but your karma wasn't complete. So it's possible that you can work out your karmas in the astral plane. So during sleep, that's the way to work out your karmas with this person. You know, those conversations have to be made. You know, you have to have these discussions. Things happen, you know, and I mean, I have that because I had it with my baby's father, and I have no desire to be with that man, like absolutely no desire. And I was like, but why do I keep dreaming about him? This is so bizarre. You know, I didn't get it. And so I don't know. I was probably watching one of my favorite spiritual teachers or something like that, and they mentioned something about working out karma on the astral plane. I was like, that's got to be it, you know, because we did end abruptly, you know, and then we shared that child together. But at the same, and then we're so distant. I live somewhere else now, so it's just like maybe we weren't fully finished working out our karmas. If we had to do it through our dreams, fine by me, you know, so long as I wake up and I don't have to deal with that man, you know, on a regular basis like that. So that is also a possibility here, that if you're constantly dreaming about an ex or just anyone over and over again, it could be because, you know, you're trying to resolve that karma. And really, you know, the people are projections of our inner beauty or our inner demons. So whatever too you are dreaming about, that is just a reflection. It's like going inside out and just kind of working on yourself from within. That's another way that you can probably heal yourself. So whatever the case, you know, purge, let it purge. And look, I feel like there's refinement here with that unconditional love for self coming to you. Now, also what I'm seeing too is someone going through some sort of extreme guilt for abandoning you. This might not be anything romantic. It just could be a friendship. It could be a parent, a family member, and someone is wanting forgiveness for turning their back on you or for leaving you at your lowest. And so I feel like someone is, you know, wanting forgiveness. Now, it could go the other way around. Maybe you know that you did something and you feel guilty about it. And you're like, oh my God, this is driving me nuts. Let me, you know, apologize to this person, or let me reach out, or let me do something. If you don't reach directly out to that person, then you're like finding something, some sort of charitable act to do, hoping to just, you know, even out your soul. You know, it's just like, oh my God, it's because it's something that's troubling you and there's a need for you to want to get right. So even if you don't deal directly with your guilt with another person or whatever, you can, it's like you're probably, you know, just for instance, you broke up with someone, and instead of reaching out for them, maybe you lost their number, maybe you always did something, you just felt guilty, maybe you cheated one time, you just felt so guilty, you never really got over it. So you do something completely opposite, like start babysitting for someone for free. Like, I'll watch the kids, you know, I owe it to this person, or, you know, you're just trying to do other acts of kindness. Maybe you do something for charity. Maybe you feel guilty for turning down a homeless person for money one day. So then you know, go and decide to work in a food kitchen one day. So whatever it is, you're trying to balance out your karmas for something that you might be feeling extreme guilt about. Now, also, like I said, if it's spiritual, I feel like someone maybe also wants your forgiveness. Maybe they've been trying to come around. They're trying to ask for forgiveness. If it's just the fact that these are random energies coming to you, it could be that they want your help or assistance. You know, if you're not one to like walk up to people like Teresa Caputo, you know, maybe you just have to make offerings. If you have like an altar, I don't know, maybe you can do something and, you know, ask them to leave, or show them that you hear them, but you know, they have to leave or something. Maybe you can leave a candle burning. Someone once told me something about leaving a candle lit by the window to help that person cross over or exit out of your home or something like that. I don't know. That could be of some assistance. It seemed like I did do that before, and it did seem to do the trick, at least with one particular energy that seemed to be trapped in my room one time. Not this house, another house. But yeah, those are just some things that you could be dealing with. Now, also, of course, in a case of a job situation, there is a possibility that you might have lost your job or you might have quit, and you're asking yourself, like, why did this happen, or why did I do that? And I feel like there's a lot of, like, you're having too much time alone, too much time to yourself. I feel like you are going to have to put yourself back out into the market, and I feel like you're going to get a response. I do feel like you're going to find something that you're more passionate about here. This is you having a new opportunity, and you being very passionate about what it is, and having maybe to learn a new skill, even if you're starting over, having to start fresh. Eventually, I feel like you're going to grow to love whatever it is that you're moving on to. Also, in regards to a love situation, I'm seeing this as somebody being paranoid about being single for the rest of their lives, feeling like nothing's happening, nothing's ever going to happen, maybe having dreams about being single. I don't know, just something is bothering you where you are just becoming to the point of paranoia. You're driving yourself crazy, and you're like, oh my God, I feel like this is just paranoia. You feeling like you're going to be the old cat lady, or you're just going to end up, jerking off the rest of your life. I don't know, some whatever super fear you have about being super single. So I feel like those thoughts you're being paranoid about it to the point, it's like, hey, you took it too far. Maybe like a psychic or a reader told you something that was very disturbing about your love life. That's why when I get those questions, I let you guys know up front. If you say, will I ever find love? I say, look, first of all, this is just going to be the energy for whatever's happening in your life right now. I will never tell somebody that they will never, ever be together, nor will I tell somebody that they're going to forever be with somebody. People change. Things, happen. If you stay with that person forever, wonderful. What a blessing. But, that does not happen for most people. But at least for the time being, if you the possibility of something being long term, absolutely. But saying never and ever and stuff like that, I don't deal with that. So a reader or psychic could have told you that you were never going to be with somebody, or you were, going to be alone for the rest of your life, or it's not meant for you to be with anybody, stuff like that. Someone could have told you something just very disturbing, and you've been freaking out about it ever since, and wishing that you had never gotten that reading, or never been told that, just whatever the case. It's just something it's something that you're struggling with. I feel that too, your mood swings or feeling over emotional may just have something to do with the full moon that we just had, like in the eclipse. So maybe that effects are just now, they're still lingering, especially those of you that have certain placements that make you very sensitive to the moon. So if you have any planets in Leo, or if you had any planets in Aquarius, or any other placements that would make an aspect to, that eclipse that we just had, that could be the reasons why you are, still emotional and stressed out about some things. But I feel like things are going to get back on track. You're going to be okay. If you've been waiting to hear from someone, I do feel like you're going to hear from that person. Someone's going to give you an explanation. If you don't hear from the person that you're wanting to hear from, at some point there is going to be some sort of love offering coming your way. Someone may be coming into your life at some point, even if it's not within a week. Eventually someone is going to come towards you, or also someone may be saying something that brings you some sort of comfort, and build your confidence back up. You're going to be confident again and feeling inspired and motivated to, keep living, keep hope alive, or whatever, so you're inspired. So whatever you're stressed about, I feel like you're going to overcome that. Let me go ahead and see what this was that ended. Also, some of you could have been dealing with fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Also could have been dealing with a Pisces or Scorpio or Cancer. Maybe Gemini. Also, some of you could very well just need your medication. Maybe you keep trying to go without it, or maybe you ran out of it. I'm getting a feeling of desperation as well. And then I heard the word thirsty. So anybody who's, if you find yourself getting outside of your body, doing stuff that you're going to look back at and be embarrassed at one day, stop it. Get yourself together. You know, don't stop making a fool out of yourself. You don't want to make you, well, I mean, maybe you had to so that you would learn never to do that again. But for some of you, I'm getting thirstiness. And if it's not you, again, that could be the other person. Maybe you're embarrassed for them. For some of you, I feel like you were expecting to hear from someone. Maybe you were expecting an actual gift. Maybe you were expecting the manifestation of something or someone. And because something hasn't happened yet, it's driving you nuts. Now, others of you, I'm feeling like you found out some news, or you will be finding out some news that is shocking. I was going to say devastating, but every time I say stuff like that, everybody's immediate mentality go to death. So if it is, I feel like devastating is too strong of a word. Shocking, caught off guard. Something gets revealed to you, or someone shares something with you, and you feel like, oh my God, I'm dead. That took my breath away. Like, I can't. So I feel like someone is finding out something that makes you want to just kind of like fall out, like, oh my God. Now also too, what I just saw this as odd as it is someone's birthday. Someone is dying in age. Or if you're dealing with an Aquarius, or if you are an Aquarius, there's something happening around that person's birthday or around your birthday. There's going to be some sort of death because, for one, you're no longer going to be that age that you were. You know, you're forever changed, forever, can't stay forever 21. But whatever the case, it's like you are undergoing some sort of change. I do feel like with that Sun card, of course, that is talking about having a rebirth, or, you know, a resurrection, renewal. So whatever it does come to an end, it had to come to an end. It's time for you to grow up. It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to let that job go. So I feel like, you know, you're going to be okay. You're going to recover from whatever this is that's going on with you. Some of you are dreading getting older. Some of you, age is just like a huge thing to you. For some of you too, it could be a midlife crisis. And you're going to wonder, like, why your emotions haywire. Some of you just reached menopause. Your body is changing. And it's just like, oh my God, like, I feel so different. Like, what's going on? Does this mean I'm old? For some of you, you're tweaking about your first gray hairs. I don't know. So there's something going on too, where your body is undergoing some sort of transformation where you'll never be the same again, and you're freaking out about it. Let's see what else the moon is talking about. Ooh, somebody is stressing over feeling lonely. For some of you, this could be about a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, and it's like you are trying to heal or move on, or you feel like that person left you and you wanted to work it out. I feel like it was one-sided. One person wants to work something out and the other person doesn't. And it's just like, well, we both have to be on the same page if this is to work out. And the thing is that you can't make somebody want to work it out, right? So it's like you got to let them go. This is also about maybe an expired contract. You know, your soul contract, it expired, is no more, you know, nothing else for you guys to do or grow. You know, all the lessons that you came to learn together have been learned or done, you know, so it's time to move on from that person. But I'm feeling like some of you, if you're going through that breakup, you're going through that ending, like you're taking it kind of hard. And again, if it's not you, then it could be your partner that's taking it very hard. Hard. I'm sorry. Okay, so goodness gracious. Also, for some of you here, I'm seeing something in regards to a petty situation where you guys keep following and unfollowing each other. It's very on off. It's also one of those weird things like on social media. One minute you guys are communicating by liking pictures and commenting, and then you suddenly stop and it's like you're ignored and they're acting like they don't even see nothing that you post anymore. So you start doing the same thing. It's like, well, fuck you, I don't see your post either. So I feel like, you know, even though you're trying to act like it doesn't bother you, it does. But I feel like you guys are both mirroring each other. This is another thing before I go with this. I'm seeing like with the moon, this could be two people who are a reflection of each other's fears. So if someone is acting shy, cold, distant with you, it's because you are also shy, distant, and afraid of whatever. The only thing around that is to work on yourselves. I know some of you that have been waiting for someone to reach out to you. You're just like, you know, but what am I refuse to put myself out there. I refuse to chase. You know, I agree. You know, if the alpha male can't, you know, move forward, you know, if he doesn't have the courage to, you know, push through whatever that is and accept the fact that, yes, I may get rejected doing this. If he can't do that, then maybe that's just not the person for you. Especially, and I'm talking more so if you as a woman have put yourself out there for a man so many times, like really, I think one time is enough to let somebody know that you're interested. Maybe it slipped under the radar. Let me be a little more bold. Okay. They're still not getting a hint. They still don't have a clue. It's just like, oh, forget it then. It's a wrap. You know, so, you know, those of you that maybe just have crushes, you're not necessarily dealing with anyone. Maybe you're having anxiety over that too. So yeah, that is all for deck number 1. Let's go ahead and move on to deck number 2. That was half exposed already. So we have the Knight of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Wands, the Lovers, and the Three of Wands. And we have the Six of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Five of Cups. Or is that Pentacles? Yeah, I always get it mixed up with this deck. Okay, so I'm feeling that some of you, again, could be moving past a separation or a breakup. This was you at first having a pity party. Woe is me. Things didn't work out. Woe is me. I'm broke. Woe was me, I lost some money. Whatever it is, this is your pity party here. You're grieving over something. beating yourself up about missed opportunities. But I feel like you get over that. You're like, you know what? Enough of that crying and, all of that feeling sorry for myself. Let me go ahead and just let go. And you're just kind of like YOLO. I know that's an old term, but it's just like YOLO. This person is just like taking an adventure now. Like, I'm ready for whatever life has to give for me now. So you have now successfully detached from your ego, because your ego had been shot down some type of way. Maybe you were disappointed in, the way something turned out in your life. And so now you're letting go and you're moving past that. Here you are finding your balance again. Now you're receiving, because you were able to let go of something. Now something is coming in for you. So for some of you, maybe this similar messages are in deck 1, because I noticed the fire energy, and then we got the 6 of Pentacles coming back out. I feel like whatever you lost is going to be replaced. If you're bummed out about finances or feeling broke or something, I feel like eventually you're going to get whatever it is that you need. You're going to be able to take something. You're going to either receive whatever money you've been waiting on. If you lost money, or if something was stolen from you, it's going to be replaced. And now you have enough. You're feeling happy again. You're like, oh, I could take care of myself again. I'm back to being independent. Okay, let's go. So I feel that your confidence is restored. If it's not necessarily about money, it could be, from being rejected or shot down. And I feel like you're moving on from that. There's something that happens, there's a turn or a change of events, and all of a sudden you feel back on track. You don't know what it was. You're like, oh, I don't know what that was, but I guess it was just a little storm within me that's now passing. So now you feel okay. And you're feeling inspired again. You want to get back out there, especially if you're a guy that was shot down. I feel like you are now again motivated to keep moving. I don't know if somebody said something to you, maybe you spoke to a friend, maybe someone new flirted with you, something happens, and then all of a sudden you get your spunk back or whatever. So you have the courage to now approach somebody. You're like, okay, I'm gonna approach this person, or maybe it's the same person. Maybe you're like, I don't care, I'm gonna keep trying with this person because I feel like I really value this person. I really want to be with this person. So I feel like someone is having the motivation or feeling inspired to go after what they want. If you're an artist and you got shot down with your work, someone didn't like your creativity, you took high offense to that, you got over it. You moved on. You're like, look, I'm not being conforming to anyone's ideas. I'm just being me. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm not changing my music. I'm not changing my art. I'm not changing my fashion. And you just going on and you doing you. You don't care what people have to say anymore. When you do that, when you embrace who you are, that's what heals you. That is what balances you out. That was supposed to happen. You had to learn how to trust, how to trust your own self, how to recognize your own worth, your own value. And I feel like, now that that's happened, you're even getting paid for your art and you're celebrating. You're like, woohoo, I sold a painting, or I sold that song, or I got selected, I got hired, so whatever happened here, you're excited again. And, if this is about a job, now you're starting a new position. You're confident in your position. You're able to contribute to the household again. You're not feeling like a bum or like you're nobody. Not that your partner probably thought that of you anyway, but maybe, you were just probably beating yourself up and felt undervalued, or just, felt like you didn't have anything. But now you've got your pep back in your step. You're happy again. So now also there is some of you that are single. I'm seeing for some of you like being introduced, like someone is hooking you up, like, oh, you need to meet so-and-so, you need to meet this person, let me introduce you. So by some strange turn of events, you're being connected with somebody, and This person, the mediator, the matchmaker, whether they know it or not, they're operating, an angel is operating through them, or, a higher energy is operating through them to bring you two together. So again, this is either way, this is some sort of divine connection. It's also in alignment with divine timing. The time is unknown of when this event will happen. But those of you that are single, I feel like you're going to be aligned with this person. It's just that because of the Fool, this is a wild card. It can happen at any given moment. But what's it matter when you are being aligned with the person that you've been wanting to be with? Even if it's not who you expected, the purpose is that you're connecting with this person who you're going to get to, have a significant companionship with. So I feel like you're finding your companion. I feel that you're going to feel very hopeful about your future together. For some of you, it is, maybe having to do with a choice, having to decide between two people or two different relationships, or I do see a choice having to be made with both the Lovers and the Two of Wands coming out. But just go with the flow of things. Don't fight against it. If you just allow things to unfold naturally, you'll see that things will just kind of take off from there. You don't really have to put too much effort into this connection. It doesn't feel like something that is forced. And I feel like it's everything that you wished for. Also, I feel like for those of you that this still doesn't happen with, and I know so many people are tired of waiting. However, this is the energy. It's the Three of Wands, but it still makes me feel like the Star card here, where you are just kind of receiving your wish, like the universe knows what you're desiring, what your wishes are, and I'm seeing your wishes being fulfilled here. But you need to have patience, because it's not happening just yet, but it's in the near future. You may have already had a premonition about this event. I also see this as someone who you are connecting with. It's long distance. So either you're in a long distance relationship, or this person is just, this is someone that is away from you or at a distance that you're desiring to be with. You feel like you're meant to be together, and I feel like you're right. So it's like it's meant for you guys to be together, but you just have to be patient for things to align for you guys. I do feel like you've met your match here. I feel like this new person coming into your life is going to be on the same page. I feel like you guys are each other's helpmates. You guys are both supportive of one another's goals, desires, sexual compatibility, spirituality. I just feel like overall this is a very good match for you. And I definitely see it as, for a lot of you, like some sort of hookup. And I don't know why, but I'm feeling like something in regards to an upgrade. Like somebody is saying, oh, you upgraded from this last person. This is an upgrade. I feel like the two of you can literally work together, like you're planting seeds together, and things are sprouting out from this connection. It's more than just a physical connection. It's something that's very unique, very spiritual here. Also, I see someone who either you are missing someone or they have been missing you. Maybe the both of you have been kind of, imagine you are looking out your window. Maybe you guys live in a different time zone. But it's like you're looking out your window, wondering what they're up to, and they are doing the same thing. Maybe they're sitting in their car in traffic, and they're thinking about you. The both of you guys are just kind of thinking about each other and wishing you could be together. Even if you don't necessarily know who this person is, it's just like two people who are meant to be together. You don't know who that person is, but you guys are getting ready to be aligned. I feel like I need to stop this because I forgot to delete videos, so it's about to cut off. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. So, what was I getting ready to do? I think I wanted to kind of clarify this Three of Wands here. And I'm also seeing someone who has a pet. I see them thinking about you, or you might be the one with the pet and you are thinking about the other person. Some of you could be dealing with that fire sign, or a Gemini, or an Aquarius. Yeah, see, someone is admiring you from afar. Someone is very much so desiring you, but they feel like it's more than just a physical attraction. They feel like, you know, it is chemistry between the two of you, or like it's something spiritual and unique. And I also feel like you have been dreaming about someone, or someone has been dreaming about you. And for all we know, maybe you guys have both been dreaming about each other. Again, even if this is someone that you've never met, it's like, I don't know anybody. I'm not involved with anybody at all. But you've been dreaming about a stranger and just connecting with someone, even if it's not the same person, but you just keep having dreams that you're in a relationship or that you're connecting with someone. I feel that is still your soulmate trying to come through. They're trying to channel, or they're letting you know, like you guys are telepathically communicating, you know, prior to coming together. I feel to those of you, though, that do know who this person is. Well, I'm seeing a couple of things. For some of you, like you and your love interests aren't together yet because someone is going through a breakup, or they're still going through some sort of a loss. If it's not a breakup, it could be a separation. Maybe someone lost their job and they're like, oh, what do I have to offer? You know, I can't take this person out. Or, you know, maybe someone just lost their home. I just lost my home. You know, I don't feel like, you know, I'm up to par for, you know, bringing anyone into my life. So someone is having to undergo some sort of transformation or change. And another strange thing I'm getting, those of you that are Aquarius, I'm seeing something in regards to, like, because of your birthday, you are dying because you're no longer the person that you were yesterday. You know, you're now a new person, a new age. So you're different. Your life is forever changed because of your birthday. But yeah, some of you, I feel like you've ended a relationship or a job. And I'm also, again, just kind of seeing something in regards to someone feels like it's somebody is a dream or a fantasy, or you're feeling like, I'll never be with this person, so why make it known? Why put it out there? And maybe, you know, unfortunately for some of you, maybe you won't be together, but the desire is there. Hopefully for some of you, or for most of you, you know, if you can't be with the person that you're specifically wanting to be with, you know, definitely somebody else will come in the picture. But, you know, those of you that have someone specific on the mind, if it's right for you, then I'm praying that, you know, God's timing, you know, is at hand, and you will get to align with that person. But there is somebody who is keeping their distance because they feel like it's just a dream, it's just a wish, it's just whatever, it'll never be. So someone is really having a hard time believing that, you know, they could be with you, or that you could be with them. Let me also kind of look at the Lovers, see if I can get any more information on who this could be, or what this connection is. hope you guys can still see. It's getting kind of dark. Let me turn my lamp on. Okay. It looks like there hasn't been communication. But with the lovers, I feel like there will be. Like, it's saying soon. Even if it seems like magic, even if, I hate to say this part, but even if it is indirect communication, like dreams or, you know, those indirect messages on social media, or someone who was actually following you but, you know, keeping their identity under wraps, so using like a false profile. Yeah, I'm getting someone really is having, someone is having a real hard time opening up to you, or you are having a very hard time opening up to someone. You've been dreaming about them, or they've been dreaming about you. Somebody doesn't know what to make of this. I feel though that this is saying, this is more so confirmation of those of you that felt like you weren't going to connect with this person, or you weren't going to have that love interest. I feel like this is saying, yeah, you will. Give it time. Something's going to happen. But it's like just letting you know that this is the person that you have not heard from, or that there's been no communication from, or there has been communication, but just not in the physical sense, which is still frustrating. I get it. But it's saying that to me that you will be aligned with this person. Now, also, again, I got that Gemini energy coming out. So I don't know if they're Gemini, or if they have, you know, planets in Gemini, or if that's their rising sign that might have some sort of significance. And one last thing, I'm going to go ahead and clarify the Six of Pentacles to see what it is that you might be receiving. But I also see this Six of Pentacles as some sort of recovery. Yeah, so you're receiving a call or an answer or an apology, an explanation. You're getting another chance, or you're giving someone another chance, or whatever the case. There's this opportunity, something that maybe you felt like it was a missed opportunity. I feel like that opportunity is coming back around. Yeah, they're motivated. They're going to come out of their shell and open up with how they feel, and they're taking some sort of risk. They're just saying, just why not? You know, put it out there. So someone is just kind of putting it out there with how they feel, because they've been hiding it, and they regret not opening up to you before. And right now, this is someone who is just admiring you from afar. Their feelings are kept hidden. But they have these secret desires to be together with you. So that is what I'm getting for, you know, in connection with love or romance. But even with those of you that are looking for employment, I still feel like you're being aligned to the right company. And if you're independent, if you're a freelance artist, I feel like you're being aligned with the right people that's going to help you move in the right direction. All right, so let's go ahead and start in with the deck number 3. Okay. So deck number 3, we have the central issue as the Hanged Man, the Shadow or the Devil, Strength, Ten of Wands, Six of Shield, that came out in all 3 readings now, the World, Five of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. Okay, now I can see things have been up in the air. Things have been on hold. Maybe you've been isolated. Maybe you've been questioning things about your life, your journey, especially in regards to love or romance. You know, it's just like, I feel like I've been left hanging. I feel like the universe forgot about me. I'm not seeing anything happening. So you just feel like you're just kind of stuck. Now, also, I get this as someone, you might be the object of someone's desire, or someone is the object of your desire. I'm seeing like strong temptation here, but someone has not acted out on it. They're on reserve. They're waiting for the right time, the right moment. They're waiting for clarity. They're waiting for understanding. Maybe it's something within themselves that needs to be healed. Now, also, this is telling me too, and I feel like I've been talking about this today, is about surrenderance. This is having a need to let go and let God. Just let go. Stop overthinking something. Use your time alone to see life from a different perspective. Maybe you need to start doing some more meditation. Maybe you need to listen to some binaural beats. I think I said it right. Maybe you need to, I don't know, pray. There's something that, so many other things that you may be needing to do that's going to help you develop spiritually. Also here, what I'm seeing is you having a connection with someone. It's a spiritual connection, but it's also very lustful. So it's a connection that is coming off very strong, very sexual. Maybe there's a lot of Pluto energy between the two of you. Maybe there's a lot of Mars energy between the two of you. And when I say that, I'm talking about those of you that study astrology. You know, when you do that synastry chart, to see what planets are interacting with one another, if you have like a lot of strong connections between maybe Pluto and your personal planet, Pluto, and maybe your Pluto is touching their Venus, or your Pluto is touching their moon. So is evoking a lot of strong energy between this person, to the point where is obsessive. I also feel like someone is just kind of hanging around, literally on their phone, laying down on their back, scrolling, looking at all of your pictures, but they aren't doing anything about it. This person has, or you have, very good self-restraint, very good resistance. Even though the Emperor isn't showing, I get someone who's very disciplined when it comes to showing how they feel. You know, this isn't someone that just because they're going nuts over you, that they're going to let you know that for whatever reason. I don't know. They just hold back. They're very good at it. They're very good at covering up their feelings. So if you were to see this person, you guys were to interact, you would probably feel, even though you would feel that connection, they wouldn't show it. They would be very cool about it. They're not going to sweat you. They're not going to be like, yeah, so, you know, when can I get your number or something? I was going to say, when can I get them digits? You know, that's so old. But, you know, I just feel like this is someone who plays it very safe, to the point where you feel like, I give up. You're like, I give up. Like, I don't know what this person wants from me, if they want anything from me. But what I'm seeing too is a strong foundation being established. I also feel like someone who is tapped in, like it's a weird energy, but I'm actually seeing like a telepathic connection here too. I feel like someone is definitely tapped into your energy. Now, the only thing is that someone might be draining you of your energy, because all they're doing is meditating and trying to penetrate your mind and get into your head, into your dreams, so that you're almost thinking about this person all the time, or maybe that is happening to you. So two, if you've ever felt like extremely worn out or tired, it could be that someone is really tapping into your energy. Now, even if for instance, you're into astrology and you just consistently are looking at your synastry charts or looking at their natal chart, it's like you're plugged in. I feel like you're just like consistently plugged into someone's energy, and you could be draining them. Or this is happening to you. Actually, it could go on both ends, just because, I mean, it's the shadow side, you know. Now, too, with the devil card or the shadow card here, somebody also could be refraining from reaching out to you because they're in a codependent situation or a toxic relationship where they're unable to, you know, break free from that. This is something that they would need to sacrifice if they're going to be with you, because I am seeing cards dealing with obligation, feeling like you're stuck or trapped or having to do something out of obligation. Now also, if this isn't, you know, talking about love, this could talk about some sort of job, like you feel like you're stuck, like you've got yourself, you painted yourself in a corner, or you're kind of trapped. So you just kind of, you have no choice but to allow things to play out and unfold the way they are. So if this is job related, you might feel like this place is draining you, even though you want to desperately leave this place. You're holding on out of fear. Like nothing's holding you back. Like you're only holding yourself back. Yes, you probably, of course, need the money. Rent's due, utilities are due. But you're thinking that you're not going to find something else. You're like, well, if I quit, how long am I going to be, you know, unemployed? Am I going to have to get on food stamps? You might be you might be a federal employee watching this and wondering how you got yourself stuck in this type of environment. You're like, now I'm stuck here. They left me hanging. I haven't been paid, and they're threatening me. They make me feel like it, you know, if I don't come into work, I'm going to be fired, and I need this job. So you might be feeling, you know, threatened or under pressure, like you're not going to be able to find anything else. If you do want to participate, maybe you're in a union. I don't know. There's some sort of contract that you might be locked into that's preventing you from doing what you really want to do. Now, whatever predicament that you're stuck in, it's still getting too dark. Let me turn my other light on. All right, so I feel like whatever the predicament is, it's coming to an end here. It's going to come to a closure. So I am seeing too, like the end of an agreement or a contract and parting ways. Maybe for some of you are in some sort of toxic relationship and you wanted to let go, but maybe you haven't, or maybe you want them to break up with you out of fear of something coming back around. But I feel like this is saying like you're going to be released from that karma. You're going to be relieved from those duties that you feel are a burden to you. This is completion with the world. This is saying congratulations, you've successfully completed this phase or this cycle, this part of this journey in your life. So now you're starting a new chapter. You're starting a new cycle. You're starting a new phase. Now I also see this as maturity too. I see this as spiritual maturity. Some of you have been evolving and you're being awakened. Maybe you've purposely isolated yourself so that you could take time to meditate or learn or raise your vibration. I do feel like that is what's happening spiritually. I definitely see that. Like you've raised your vibration here. Maybe you've tapped into something else. Maybe you are now able to channel other energies. There's something going on spiritually where I feel you've definitely evolved. Also, now, if this comes to having to let go of someone toxic, I also see like blocking that person, but it's almost like the both of you are blocking one another. You guys are ignoring one another. It's just like, well, how can we declare a winner? Nobody's a winner. We both quit. We both left at the same time. So I feel like there's no need to declare any type of winner. But I'm also seeing a situation where, you know, especially if you want to come together, if you want to connect, if you want closure, but someone has built up a wall, I feel that someone is going to let their guards down. Like eventually someone is going to open up and say, okay, it's only fair that I share with you how I feel. So someone wants to do the right thing and they're opening up and they're expressing how they feel. So I feel like you will get an apology, an explanation, or an answer, or something, whatever you've been left hanging about or left in a dark about, because I feel too like this is about feeling like you've been left in a dark about something. Something else I was getting ready to say. Oh yeah, some of you too, like, I don't know if you're having to move or relocate, but it looks like that has to happen for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on. Maybe you were waiting from a place. Maybe you felt like you were locked into a contract or were going to have to be locked into another year lease if you didn't find another place. But I feel like you are eventually finding something else and you're going to be able to move or relocate. I'm seeing somebody packing or somebody moving here. Especially maybe somewhere around the end of the month or somewhere around springtime for some of you. But I do see that happening. Also the possibility of some sort of trip, especially like a spiritual retreat or something here. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, Leo, maybe an Aquarius, also Scorpio, Cancer, or a Pisces. But I see for some of you, you're feeling like maybe you're in a situation where you have no control. So if you feel like like I said, if you feel like you don't have any control of your situation, the best thing for you to do is just to surrender to it. I feel like I've been talking about surrendering all day, so I don't know. I feel like, did I explain it already in another video? But you know, overall, just kind of surrender and accept that at this time, you know, there's nothing else for you to do except be in a moment. And if you just learn to just be and embrace it, you don't have to like it, but at least you acknowledge the state of mind that you're in or the situation that you're in. As long as you just acknowledge that, it's like the minute that happens, that's like so key into getting movement out of a situation. Something that you feel stuck or trapped, or you just feel like nothing's happening. The minute you just kind of surrender to that, you turn your focus somewhere else, that is when things unfold. I have several examples where that just happened to me. That's why I try to push that to people so much, because of my experience. I'm just like, oh my God, if you just let it go, if you just accept it. And some people are like, what do you mean just accept it? It doesn't mean to pretend that everything is okay. It just means like, hey, I recognize that this is a shit part in my life right now, but what can I do? God knows what I want. The universe knows what I want. I put it out there. I guess I just have to live it. It's just kind of like saying, well, you know, maybe there's something in it for me. Maybe I'm supposed to learn what this, you know, this is. And they also say, what's that saying in Eastern philosophy, that suffering comes from attachments, because you're attached to something. So if you just embrace whatever it is, maybe you were attached to the idea of something, just say, hey, you know, this is my reality right now. I accept it. I don't like it. I accept it. The minute that happens, like, I swear, it's just like shortly after, whether it's that next day, whether it's the next month, like, you're taken out of that situation. You're no longer going to be feeling like you're stuck or trapped, or feeling like nothing's happening, or feeling like you're suffocating or something. That all comes to an end. So let me kind of tap into the shadow card a little. I do see the shadow card as phallic. I see some form of masturbation, like maybe some of you have been doing that a lot because you've been single for a while, or maybe it's a love interest looking at your pictures doing that. I asked this question on my Instagram: how would you feel if you found out someone was doing that to your picture? Some people say it depends. I agree, it depends. If it's your love interest, like, hey, that's a turn on. But if it's somebody who you would absolutely never want to be with, that's creepy. So your perspective, see how the perspective changes from that. It depends. This is a different perspective. Now, what if I told you it was your love interest? It's like, oh, that would be nice. That's flattering. So for some of you, the shadow card may literally be about that Capricorn, or it could be about an earth sign, another earth sign, so a Taurus or a Virgo. Also, what I don't like is that it looks like someone is practicing black magic, either to keep you away from someone, or maybe it's not even like personal. Let's just say, for instance, there's someone that you feel like you really want to be with. And they feel like they want to be with you too, but they're in a relationship. They think they don't know why they're holding on to this person, or they're like, I don't know why I'm so afraid to let go of this person. It could be because, you know, somebody done put some blood in somebody's spaghetti, somebody done did some sort of binding spell, somebody done did something. And that's not going to be for everybody, but I do feel like looking at these two cards together look like some form of binding, use of black magic. And usually, to my knowledge, black magic is considered black or dark magic because you're, you know, holding someone against their will. So someone who, if you had never done any type of spell work, they would have been left. They would have been gone. But because you're messing around with their will, you're trying to hold on to some sort of contract that someone should have been released from. So I feel now, if it's not black magic, I also feel like maybe this is some sort of threat, or some form of manipulation to make someone feel like they have to stay in a position or stay in a relationship that they don't want to be in, or stay in a friendship that they don't want to be in. This is because someone has influenced you heavily. Someone tapped into your deepest insecurities, and they knew how to talk to you. They knew what to say to you. They're threatening you with the loss of material things. So that is why you're staying somewhere where you really don't want to be. The best way for that is to face your fears. I always think about, because this is your fear. This is that dark energy. You don't know. This is the unknown. You don't know what this is representing. It's just representing something that you're afraid of. You don't know what you're afraid of. And I was getting ready to say that every time I think about facing your fears, because I've experienced this in dreams too, but those of you old school or horror school film buffs, you've seen A Nightmare on Elm Street, right? And remember the end when, oh, spoiler alert, when she faces her demons, how it disappears, Freddy disappears. I've experienced that in dreams. You know, it's just like I get real haughty with demonic energies in my dreams. It's just like whenever I feel threatened, it's just like, I'm scared of you. You know, I be snapping on them demons. It's just like the minute I do that, like I wake up. And I just kind of feel like that is something that you have to do. It's like having awareness that you might be under a spell, having awareness that you've given your power away to somebody. When you become aware of something, it is like the key to, I feel like you're going to be disengaged. Like you are hanging up here, you're stuck in this situation, you will become disengaged and have your freedom. This is your freedom being handed to you. So now you're free to go. Get out of here. So I feel like, you know, you're under the influence. Also, if you're involved with someone and you feel like, oh my God, but you know, it's something between us. You know, it could be too that this person, the minute you get ready to go, they say all the right things, so they manipulate you into staying. They don't really want anything but probably something sexual. Is nothing there. Although I did say I do feel like for some of you it's some sort of spiritual and physical connection that you're having with someone. I don't really know how to explain it. Maybe it's just the fact that you're dreaming about this person, or maybe you did have a spiritual connection, but it doesn't mean that you have to stay with them or be with them. So it's just time to disconnect. And I do feel like, you know, there's going to be a disconnect. Now, again, I'm seeing something in regards to someone using some sort of spell work to try to trap or keep a person. Either way, I'm seeing that contract, somebody being severed from that contract. It's expired. It's gone. Something's gone on too long. So you're going to be severed from some sort of contract, especially if it's to an earth sign. Because earth keeps popping out. I know it's going to be different for everybody, but for some of you that might resonate the most with that earth energy. It's like you need to sever from an earth energy. If it's not the earth energy, then it's from material. It's a representation of something materialistic. Like you're holding on to something for material reasons or for money. You know, just let it go. And yeah, you could be with a gold digger. Or you are the gold digger. You know, something's going on where someone is just infatuated with materialism here. So once you see the relationship from a different perspective, or once you see your job from a different perspective, you'll be released from that. Oh, I'm not finished. I want to look at some more clarifiers here. Also, let me look at this Five of Swords. I'm also seeing something like in regards to the Five of Swords, like trying to fight a losing battle. That's another reason to surrender, because it's like you're not going to win. So I don't know how many Game of Thrones fans I have watching. But you know how it left you with a cliffhanger. It's like all those damn dead, the Walking Dead, basically, like it looks like a fucking trillion and a fucking dragon. Like, how are these like a 1,000 good men going to go up against a trillion Walking Dead? You know, so it's just like, it's like, what can you do? Either you just surrender and say, you know what, if you can't beat them, join them, or you just surrender to whatever, or accept the fact, instead of thinking like we're gonna win, just say, you know what, it was a good fight. I throw in a towel. It was a good fight. You know, just there needs to be some sort of surrenderance to whatever is going on in your situation. And I was going to say, if it's a situation in regards to a love interest, say for instance, the both of you, neither party is speaking to one another. You both are giving each other the silent treatment. And it's just like, well, you know, he needs to fight for me, or, you know, she owes me an apology, and both people are just doing that. It's like, you're still at some point waiting. So just stop waiting. Just move on. Let it go. It's like the only way to win from that is to move on. Even if you're deeply connected with this person, you feel like you're supposed to be with this person. It's like your desires have turned into obsession now. So I feel like it's whatever true love was there, or true attraction, has now been spoiled, or it's turned rotten. Or it's turned you rotten inside, in a sense, because you're stuck, you're trapped. All you think about is that live, eat, breathe that person. You're spoiled, you're rotten, you've gone sour. So there's a need for you to just let it go, move on. You know, that's the only way to win, is just to surrender to the fact that, you know what, maybe we are soulmates. I don't deny that. But you know what, whether or not me and this person are supposed to be together at this point in time, probably not. So just let it go. Maybe there's somebody else for you. Be optimistic for the next chapter in your life. You know, just move on, focus on something else, pick up a hobby, you know, just let it go, point blank. And I feel like the minute the universe knows when you're fake pretending to move on versus really moving on, the minute you really truly move on, either that person is going to come around, or someone new, someone who does want to be with you, someone who is not so, is, you know, you don't have to play the guessing game. Do they like me or don't they? You know, you don't have to play that. This person's going to be 100% honest with how they feel, what they think about you. So, but you have to truly surrender. Universe knows the difference between fake surrender and real surrender. Yeah, see, I feel like you're going to be released from this energy. Whatever type of karma this is. Oh, I just love seeing the Sun and the Justice card together. Also made me think of a Libra too. So some of you could be dealing with a Libra, or you might be a Libra viewing this, because it makes me think of the Sun sitting in a sign of Libra. So that means that you've been enlightened. For some of you, I feel like you're going to understand, or what it really means to be a Libra, what it really means to be in a relationship, a healthy relationship. Or it's like, something happens where you see the difference and you're like, oh, I was sick, or I was depressed, or I was with a bad person, I was at a bad job. I just feel like the moment you have that aha moment, that clarity, that click, like I said, I feel like you are being, I forgot the other word I used, but you know, you're just being released. The shackles come off and you're free to go. It's just like, you're okay. You got released here, free to do what you want to do. So you have freedom to move about. You have balance restored in your life. And now here it is, you're being aligned with someone who you should be with, or who matches your energy, or who's ready to open up. Also, you know, they apply that to a job. You find something that you're more passionate about, some place where you get to express yourself creatively. See, we have balance now. Balance is restored. Faith is restored. Good news on the way. All because, you know, you stop competing with the devil. You stop competing with, you know, something negative. You just kind of overcame that situation here. Yeah, I feel like you are able to move on. You've let go. You've learned a lesson here. So I feel like you'll be fine. You know, things will be fine, but you know, maybe you had to go through this for a reason. There's a lesson in it. All right, so I have talked long enough. So I hope that still helped or resonated for you guys. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave your comments. Many blessings to you.